two-time Grammy and three-time Academy of Country Music Award winner Leanne Rimes in the performance of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back, race fans, to another night with United Dirt Sim Series here at Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania. Few names returning tonight that a few of you may remember from season number 1, as we're currently undergoing qualifying. And on the top of the charts right now, Billy Rowley setting a 13.385, and Mr. Tyler Schell, champion of our 410 series, sitting second with a 13.403. Mason Hannigan returning again with a 13.449. And I'm seeing 13.4s all the way to 6th position, 13.5s all the way to 14th position. So very, very competitive field tonight. Let me see if I can get an exact car count for us here. So far we have 33 cars that have taken a time, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 42, 43 that are actually logged in to race with us this evening. So definitely a good night of racing in store. And if you were just with us about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, you saw a pretty good race with the 305 series. This is the 360 fixed series of our Sportsman division. So all these cars are completely equal. The only difference during this is going to be the best driver is going to rise to the top. So current top 5 in qualifying time trials: Billy Rowley, Tyler Schell, Mason Hannigan, Dustin Griffiths, and Daniel Zeggers. So some very good names in that top 5. Billy Brickley sitting 6th, Aiden Beerline 7th, Trace Olson 8th, Clint Stone 9th, and Tyler Street rounding out the top 10, but looks like he just got knocked down by Steven Fernberg, who put in a 13.518. So very, very good lap times here at the Lernerville Speedway. Hopefully we'll see some pretty good racing this evening. We do have enough cars signed up for this evening, so we should see a B main, possibly a C main even tonight. Expect the track conditions to be quite challenging by the time our A main is ready to take the grid. And you'll have to excuse me, as once again I seem to have the hiccups. And want to give a quick shout out to Tyler Street, who last night I believe it was at Wayne County Speedway picked up a top 5 in his 410, so congratulations to him. Got about a minute and a half here left in qualifying time trials. Still got 4 guys that are signed in that have not taken a lap yet, including a few new names here. Always happy to have new people here at the United Dirt Sim Series. And we'll just take a quick moment here to thank our sponsors. As always, Design Metal Art. They actually make some of our trophy hardware for us. Jessup Logistics out of Indianapolis. Sofa King Fast Sim Sports. Pushing the Cushion Productions, bringing you the broadcast this evening. Speed World Hobbies. Works Graphics, if you're looking for an iRacing wrap for your sprint car, or actually any car, make sure to check out Dave Ward and Works Graphics. And Go Yet Trucking, who actually sponsors our 360 series here. And that's going to leave us with about 30 seconds left in time trials. Still 4 guys, I believe they may not be taking a time. So 38 drivers have taken a time this evening. And looks like less than a second separating all 38 drivers. Looking through the field, got a few guys returning for the first time this season. I believe Alex Robinson is visiting us for the first time in Season 2. But that's going to bring us around to our first heat race of the evening. And looks like starting on the pole is going to be the 100 of Kenneth Payne. And outside of him, bear with me one second, get that screen cleared up, Trace Olson in the 76. Row number 2 will be the number 4 of Daniel Zeggers and the 79 of Billy Rowley, who picked up your quick time this evening. Row number 3 will be the 54 of Chris Jones and the 40 of Dustin Shreves. Row number 4 will be the 72 of Ludovic Busan and the number 2 of Andrew Hansen. Row number 5, Dave Ward Jr. and Randy Shreves. Row number 6, rounding out the field, will be the 35 of Robert Crawley. And if my timing sheet is correct, looks like Robert Crawley not able to make the call this evening for his heat race. So if he returns later on, he'll have to start deep in the field and hope for the best. Fairly stacked early heat race here. We expect the track to be fairly narrow and really top dominant in these 360s now that we've got some speed behind them to really power around the outside of the track. And lights are out on the pace truck and lights are out on the speedway, so we will be going green out of turn number 4. And the pace truck is off of the backstretch. That means we're ready to go green. So let's get the bullshit stopped because the green flag's ready to drop. Kenneth Payne early on the loud pedal gets a good jump on Trace Olson down the straightaway. Trace Olson still having a bit of internet trouble that's hanging around. Now Billy Rowley moving up into 3rd, almost immediately shot around the outside of Daniel Zeggers. Good battle now between Dustin Shreves and Chris Jones. Shreves working the bottom of the track, making it work pretty well. And Chris Jones going to get a little crossed up, end up over the outside wall. He's going to slide way back through the field. Shreves currently running 5th, just outside of an automatic transfer to the A main. Now Daniel Zeggers and Billy Rowley really setting their sights on Trace Olson. Kenneth Payne still leading the race. Very heavy, very hammer down track early. And Kenneth Payne really feeling the pressure from Trace Olson now. Olson right on the top side of that speedway, really got the car hooked up and running good early. 5 laps to go this time by. Dustin Shreves possibly with a mistake, and he has slid back through the field. So big gap now between our 4th and 5th place car, about 3 seconds out there on the track. Challenge now from Billy Rowley looking to the inside of Trace Olson. Trace Olson able to gather the car back up and get it going forward again. Now he's right back on the bumper of Kenneth Payne. I don't think Billy Rowley's quite done. We're going to have white flag this time by. Kenneth Payne going to look to the low side through 1 and 2. And looks like Kenneth Payne going to pick up the first heat race win, with Trace Olson second, Billy Rowley third. Timing sheet having a little bit of an issue there with the number of times that Trace Olson was blinking in and out. So hopefully iRacing was able to score him properly, otherwise he's going to be a little bit upset. But that's going to bring us around to heat race number 2. And starting on the pole will be the number 34 of Eric Wilkie. That's the 13 on the wing. And outside of him, starting second, the 88 of Clint Stone. Row number 2 will be the double lot of Billy Buckshot Brickley and the 85 of Tyler Schell. Row number 3, Rico Robles in the number 3 and the 14 of Daniel Boyd. Row number 4, the 38 of Travis Oldfield and the number 8 of Carl Deach. Row number 5, Ty Williams in the 27 and Wyatt Brown in the 39. And rounding out the field, I'm sure I'm going to butcher his name, but I'll try it anyway, the number 43 of Caden Blaser. Another very, very stacked heat here in the top 4. All these drivers are quite talented, very, very fast in everything they run. And I'm sure Clint Stone is quite aware of who is sitting right behind him. For those of you that joined us through Season 1 of United Dirt Sim Series, where we were running the 410s, you all are very familiar with Tyler Schell in that 85. He put the elbows up SimSport number 85 in victory lane countless times the first season, and proved to be nearly unbeatable until Ernie Williams Jr. finally claimed the bounty on Schell. But the caution lights are out on the speedway, and pace truck is exiting out of turn number 3. Eric Wilkie has control of the pace. And takes a long look at the field. Green flag is out for Eric Wilkie. Clint Stone way up on top of the track trying to get the bite off the cushion. Wilkie really crossed up through 1 and 2. He's going to slide all the way back to third. Clint Stone off the top side of the track. But now look at this. Tyler Schell right to the front, doing battle with Billy Brickley for that first spot. Now Eric Wilkie looking on the inside again. This time a better run through turn 1 and 2. Schell really trying to hold on to that top spot from Billy Brickley. Looks like he's finally going to pull it off. Running the outside of the track. Now Brickley with a run around the outside of Eric Wilkie, and Travis Oldfield is up in the 4th spot. Oldfield over the top through 3 and 4. Looks like he just got a little bit too far up on the track, and over he went. And that's going to allow the number 3 of Rico Rubbles into that 4th and final transfer spot. Wyatt Brown in the 39, sitting just outside, looking for his easy way into the feature tonight. And looks like he's going to look to the low side of the track now. Slide job, made it work. Give 4th to Wyatt Brown. Rico Robles not going to call it quits though. Throws a slider, gets a little crossed up. Whoa, very, very close there on the top side of the speedway. We'll jump back up front where Tyler Schell is trying to open up a lead now on Billy Brickley. Opened up about a half second now with 4 laps remaining. Eric Wilkie now over the top side of the speedway. That's going to hand third to Wyatt Brown and move Ty Williams in the 27, 17 on the wing, into the 4th and final transfer spot. So as we expected, the top side of the speedway, while it's fast, it is always dangerous to run up there. That outside wall, or the absence thereof, is quite challenging for a lot of drivers. And the more of them that go off the top side, the harder it gets to run up there. Now Tyler Schell gets crossed up. He's in the wall. Brickley slides past him. Shell able to gather it up after doing a 360 on the front stretch. White flag is out for Billy Brickley now. Big turn of events. Brickley going to bring it home with the win of heat race number 2. And Tyler Shell gets second, Wyatt Brown in third, and Carl Deach will get the fourth and final transfer spot. So a few guys finding out the hard way, running the top side while it's fast isn't always safe. And that will bring us around to heat race number 3. Starting on the pole, the 3-0 of Jason Nygaard and the number 11 of Tyler Street. Obviously, both of those numbers are reporting wrong due to the number of cars that are in here. The second row will be the 13 of Aiden Beerline and Mason Hannigan in the 1. Row number 3, the 10 of Coulter West and the 29 of Anthony Goyette, both podium finishers here in the 305 series. Row number 4, Joshua Piquel in the 22 and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 5, Cale Hebelt and Richie Preston in the 25. And that'll be your starting grid for heat race number 3. So Jason Nygaard coming off of Williams Grove, where he finished second in the 360 Open Division. I'm sure he's looking to redeem himself here at Lernerville Speedway. And Tyler Street most likely looking for a good starting spot for the feature race tonight. Be interesting to see where these guys choose to go down into turn 1. And caution lights are out. Pace truck is off on the backstretch. Jason Nygaard has the pace. Nygaard with a big jump. Caught Street sleeping a little bit there. And we have nearly 4 wide through turn 1 and 2. Street manages to retain second place, but look at Aiden Beerline now working the inside of the track like a pro as Nygaard slides off the top side. Not what he was looking to do here early in this race. Now Mason Hannigan around the top. Man, he is making that look easy. Down to the inside now, slide job. Got it. Mason Hannigan to the front. Tyler Street running second. He's going to answer with a move to the inside of the track, not able to make it work. So Mason Hannigan now is going to begin to stretch out his lead about 2/10 as Tyler Street and Aiden Beerline settle into second and third. Coulter West sitting fourth. We'll jump back and take a look at this battle real quick. Coulter West holding the top side, but look at Ernie Williams working through the middle and bottom of the track. He's going to throw a slider now, makes it stick. Ernie Williams up to fourth. Now Richie Preston working the bottom side of the track. He's going to get around Coulter West and set his sights on Ernie Williams and the fourth and final transfer spot. But don't count out Coulter West yet. He's back into fifth as Preston got a little crossed up on the top side of the speedway. And now Anthony Goyette is looking to the inside of Richie Preston. Quite a bit of slicing and dicing here early in this one. Aiden Beerline finally losing a little bit of ground to Tyler Street, who's doing everything he can to gain a little bit of ground on Mason Hannigan, but Hannigan has opened up about a 1.2 second lead. Ernie Williams still riding in that fourth and final transfer spot. Coulter West doing everything he can to reel him in. It looks like another car got up over the top. I believe that was Anthony Goyette, who was rolling around waiting for his chance to get back onto the track. Richie Preston moving up into that fifth spot. Now the race is on for that second spot between Aiden Beerline and Tyler Street. White flag is out for those drivers. And Mason Hannigan making it look easy, picking up the win here in heat race number 3. Tyler Street second, Aiden Beerline third, and Ernie Williams Jr. picking up the fourth and final transfer into tonight's A main. Some good racing here early on at Lernerville Speedway. And that should bring us around to heat race number 4. Starting on the pole, Carter Chevalier in the 15, and the 77 of Dustin Sargent. Row number 2, the 029 of Stephen Fernberg, and the 82 of Dustin Griffiths. Row number 3, the 55 of Hayden Harvey and Blaine Brink in the 28. And row number 4, the 36 of Stephen Vogelsong and the 144 of Johnny Collier. Row number 5, Alex Robinson in the 42 and Josh Flood in the 7. And that'll conclude your lineup for heat race number 4. Few drivers in this heat race we don't see a lot out of. Always happy to see them show up and run a race with us, and that'd be the 15 of Carter Chevalier and Alex Robinson in the 42, as well as some frequent competitors in Dustin Sargent, Stephen Fernberg, Dustin Griffiths. We'll see if Catch Fence can put on a show here as we get ready to go green next time by. In fact, let's go on board for a moment with the Crescent Donut number 82 and get a little glimpse of the start here.
Green, green, green.
Nearly some tire contact there between Fernberg and Griffiths. Look at Griffiths work the bottom side of the track, trying to find his way up into that top 4 for sure. And there we go. Look at the charge around the outside from Blaine Brink, making it look easy. Now Dustin Griffiths going to power back to the inside. Whoa! Little contact there. Brink and Sargent out. Not sure what happened to Sargent there. He seemed a little crossed up and then nowhere to go for him and Brink. And the lucky recipients there are going to be Stephen Vogelsong and Alex Robinson, who are now in transfer spots to tonight's A main. We'll jump back up front to Carter Chevalier. Really got that car hooked up and looking good up on the cushion through 1 and 2. Running right through the middle of 3 and 4. But Dustin Griffiths isn't going to let him escape without a challenge. Griffiths looks to the bottom through 1 and 2. He's going to make a race of this by the time it's over. Look at him power down to the inside, throw that car sideways to get off the corner. Real respectful racing from these two guys up at the front. Side by side through 1 and 2. We'll see what happens here in 3 and 4. Nearly had some wheel-to-wheel contact. Griffiths able to reel it in just a little bit. Now Griffiths with a good run to the inside. He's going to throw the slider, slams the door on Carter Chevalier. Will we see an answer here through 3 and 4? No, Griffiths gets the power around the outside. You've got a new leader. Now Johnny Collier has gotten around Alex Robinson for that 4th and final transfer spot. Runs through the slick a little bit there through 1 and 2. That might give Alex a chance to get back into this race. And there it is. Oh, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there, and Johnny Collier is going to get the worst of it. Jump back up front as we get the white flag now for Catch Fence. And Chevalier doing everything he can to reel him in, at least stay close enough to strike if Griffiths makes a small error here on the final lap. Looks like bringing home heat race number 4 will be the 82 of Catch Fence, Dustin Griffiths. 2nd place, the 15 of Carter Chevalier. 3rd place, Stephen Vogelsong. 4th place, Alex Robinson. And 5th will go to Johnny Collier. And that will bring us around to tonight's C main. And as I look through this the starting grid, you're in for a barn burner. 14 cars starting, 4 go to the B main. Starting on the pole, the 77 of Dustin Sargent, and outside of him, the 53 of Dave Ward Jr. Row number 2 will be Rico Robles in the 3 and Joshua Piquel in the 22. Row number 3, the 55 of Hayden Harvey and the 54 of Chris Jones. Row number 4, the 14 of Daniel Boyd and the 29 of Anthony Goyette. Row number 5, Josh Flood in the 7 and the Wrecking Ball Andrew Hansen in the deuce. Row number 6, the 88 of Clint Stone and the 30 of Jason Nygaard. Row 6 will definitely be a row to keep an eye on. And rounding out your field, the 35 of Robert Crawley and the 38 of Travis Oldfield. And looks like we have a few guys that may have not made the call for this race. Rico Robles, Josh Flood, and Robert Crawley may have scratched. Yes, it looks like Rico Robles was not able to make the call for the start of this feature. So that's going to move your inside row up from the 3rd place on back. Hayden Harvey, I'm sure, very happy to be the recipient of that free pass. And all drivers receiving the order side by side, nose to tail. We are going green out of turn number 4. This time, let's ride on board with Dustin Sargent as he comes down to take the green in tonight's C main. These drivers have 12 laps to make it happen.
Green flag, green flag.
Looked like a few guys may have gotten crossed up a little bit. Dave Ward looks to be a recipient of falling back through the field. Hayden Harvey and Dustin Sargent able to check out almost immediately. Now Clint Stone all the way up to 3rd. Anthony Goyette up to 5th. And I'm not sure who that was over the top. That may have been Jason Nygaard that just slid over the top once again in 3 and 4. Not the night that Jason Nygaard was looking for. Clint Stone really working on that 3rd spot, but we've got a challenge for the lead now as Hayden Harvey's powered around the outside of Dustin Sargent. Sargent appears to be searching just a little bit lower down the track, looking for a little bit of moisture. But look at Hayden Harvey hook up in the middle of the track and just power right by him. Good race for the lead right now. Now Travis Oldfield all the way from the back of the field is sitting 5th, working on the back of Anthony Goyette, trying to get into that 4th transfer spot. Give him a chance to repair the car, and we might see him in tonight's A main. All the drivers, as you watch them work through 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, you can see just how close they are to that outside berm and the drop-off. In fact, let's get a little view off the right rear suspension of Hayden Harvey's car where he's working through the track. And look at how close they run right up on the cushion on the edge of the track. No room for error whatsoever. And Travis Oldfield now sitting in that 4th and final transfer spot. Clint Stone trying to reel in Dustin Sargent and Hayden Harvey. Track continues to slick off, gets racier by the minute. Sargent continues to pound the cushion through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Clint Stone exploring a little bit down the track, maybe a lane or 2 off the cushion. 2 laps to go this time by. Clint Stone really starting to reel in Dustin Sargent. Possibly the top side of the track starting to slow down a little bit. but definitely the bottom of the track beginning to work for some of these drivers. White flag is out. Looks like Hayden Harvey going to take a safe line through 3 and 4. Just make sure to bring it home. But look at the battle there off of 4. Looks like Dustin Sargent going to get second. And Clint Stone third. Travis Oldfield is going to transfer into your B main. A few guys with some very, very tough breaks tonight end up in the C main and then not able to transfer. But that will bring us around to tonight's B main event. And starting on the pole will be the 72 of Ludovic Poussin and Ty Williams in the 27. Row number 2, Richie Preston in the 25 and the 144 of Johnny Collier. Row number 3, Randy Shreves in the 56 and Caden Blaser in the 43. Row number 4, the 10 of Coulter West and the 28 of Blaine Brink. Row number 5, Dustin Shreves in the 40 and Eric Wilkie in the 34. Row number 6, Cale Hebelt in the 58 and Hayden Harvey in the 55. Row number 7, Dustin Sargent and Clint Stone. Row number 8, rounding out the field, Travis Oldfield. Once again, another loaded consolation feature here with the United Dirt Sim Series. A lot of drivers not having the night they expected. And with the track getting as racy as it is, we expect some real good action through this B main and the A main coming up. 15 laps will be the distance, and I do believe they will take 8 out of this feature to ensure a 24-car field. And looks like the pace truck's going to duck on off.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. And Ty Williams a little bit ahead of the leader there down the front stretch. Looked like Ludovic Poussin was looking to possibly slow down the field a little bit. We've got our first yellow of the B main. Looked to be a little bit of contact there. Somewhere around the 4th and 5th spot. And Richie Preston is the one that gets the worst of it. And that will likely end his night. Looks like 13 laps remain at this point. Caution laps do count here at the United Dirt Sim Series, so a few of the drivers in the back probably not too happy seeing that caution come out. Do want to point out that Clint Stone is already sitting 11th. Dustin Sargent is sitting 10th. So a few of our guys from the C main already very, very close to making the show. As everybody's going to form up double wide. And looks like Ty Williams going to control the pace. And the pace truck is going to duck off out of turn number 3. And
Green
Ty
flag,
Williams
green
is
flag.
on the gas out of turn number 4. He's going to get a very nice jump on the field. Look back through here real quick. Blaine Brink powers around the outside. Randy Shreves all the way up into 3rd now. A little bit of contact. Shreves going to get the worst of it there. Does gather up the car, but he's in free fall back through the field. Looked like Ty Williams possibly got a little bit crossed up and was just trying to drive down the track. That's right where Shreves was aiming
Yellow,
for at the
yellow,
same
yellow.
time. And caution flag is going to come back out now. And look at this man right here, Clint Stone, all the way up to 5th already. Looks like we will have 6 laps to go when we go back to green. As this time by, we should be getting the 1 to go signal. So Ty Williams leads your field here in the B main. Ludovic Busan in 2nd place. Eric Wilkie 3rd. Blaine Brink 4th. Clint Stone 5th. Caden Blaser in 6th. Dustin Shreve 7th, and 8th will be Johnny Collier. That's currently your top 8 transferring into tonight's A main event.
Green flag.
Williams
green
with
flag.
a decent jump once again. He's going to take the early lead. Busan is not done just yet. He's doing what he can to try to stay real close up on the back bumper of Ty Williams. Now Eric Wilkie seeing a challenge now from Clint Stone and Blaine Brink. Wilkie with a great run down the front stretch, though. He's able to get a little bit of a gap opened up. So we'll stay with Clint Stone and Blaine Brink for a moment here.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Dustin Shreves now up into the 6th place. He's having a good run here tonight in the B main. Looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered here in tonight's B main event in the 360s. If you guys getting in a hurry, it appears, and not working out too well for them. Looks like caution lights are out on the pace truck. We should be going green this time by. Eric Wilkie now looking at a different car in front of him for this restart. Closes up nice and tight.
Green flag, green
Good
flag.
restart for Ty Williams once again. Wilkie really trying to cover off the bottom, make sure the 72 can't get back underneath him. Now Clint Stone in 4th. But look at the run from Blaine Brink around the outside. Not able to do anything with it as he got a little crossed up coming out of turn 2. Travis Oldfield now up to 6th. And look at him work right down to the bottom underneath Blaine Brink. White flag is out. And it looks like Ty Williams going to pick up the win. Eric Wilkie 2nd, Ludovic Busan in 3rd, and Clint Stone in 4th. Travis Oldfield may have picked off Blaine Brink for 5th there. And that's going to bring us around to the warm-up for tonight's A main. And looks like They have reworked the track for tonight's A main, so they're going to have a full 5 minutes here to try to work in the track to their liking as drivers. One can only assume UDSS officials decided they wanted a little bit more of a racetrack out there for these guys. 40 laps being the distance, there wasn't a whole lot of track left. And currently your fastest car out on the track is Billy Rowley in the 79. There's 3 cars right there on the front stretch, really trying to create a yard sale for the fans. Billy Rowley over the backside on the backstretch, really pushing that car, testing the limits of it early. Let's take a moment and ride on board with him and listen to that motor sing. Look off the backside of the car and all the way up into the fence. Now Tyler Shell, the fastest guy on the track. Tyler Street right behind him, 10 thousandths off. And look at the way that Tyler Shell puts that car right on the edge of the track. Any closer and that right rear is losing traction. And right there it did. Definitely a good thing you don't see that too much at the real track, otherwise there'd be some people leaving in ambulances. Now Tyler Street working the top side of the track. Mason Hannigan now goes for a ride. Friendly little bump between teammates. Pretty sure Tyler Street just told Billy Brickley, hey, why don't you go check out the boats down there outside the backstretch? About a minute and a half remaining for these drivers. As you can see, the track is already starting to take shape just a little bit. The top side's slowing down. A few guys starting to venture down the track. Make sure there's going to be a bottom to the track and a top to the track. Take a few moments here to grab a hold of Dave Ward now that he's out of the car after his C main and drag him up here in the announcer's booth.
That one didn't go the same way. I don't know if you were watching the same race as I was, but that one did not finish the same way. Like, no, something happened there.
Yeah, it didn't look near as good.
Yeah, I'll be looking for a new team. If anybody wants to start a new race team, let me know, because all my teammates had to give me a hard time and say that Billy must have been running my car. So, yeah, so I'm going to be a free agent here soon if they don't knock it off. I'm just kidding. What's going on?
Oh, just seeing if you wanted to join me in the announcer's booth for this A main. Starting to get a little bit of a sore throat here.
Oh, shoot. We need admins, unfortunately.
Okay.
You got it? You gonna be okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'm sorry that I got you so excited, for the first race. I'll try and duck in here if we get a chance, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks, Darren.
And looks like that's going to bring us around to tonight's A-main event. Starting on the pole in the 100, that'll be Kenneth Payne. And outside of him, the double-aught buckshot Billy Brickley. Row number 2, Mason Hannigan in the number 1 and Dustin Griffiths in the 82. Row number 3, Trace Olson and Tyler Shell. Row number 4, Tyler Street and Carter Chevalier. Row number 5, Billy Rowley and Wyatt Brown. Row number 6, Aiden Beerline, Stephen Vogelsong. Row number 7, Daniel Zeggers and Carl Deach. Row number 8, Ernie Williams Jr. and Alex Robinson. Row number 9, Ty Williams and Eric Wilkie. Row number 10, Ludovic Poussin and Clint Stone. Row number 11, Travis Oldfield and Blaine Brink. And row number 12, Coulter West and Cale Hebelt. And that'll round out your grid for tonight's A-main. Should see quite a great race here. A lot of fast guys in the middle of the field, a lot of fast guys up front. And a track that looks absolutely primed for one hell of a race. And Billy Brickley doing his trademarked blink the whole time he's pacing. And pace truck ducks on off. Kenneth Payne brings him down to the green flag. Gets a nice jump on the double out of Billy Brickley. Mason Hannigan working the bottom side. A little bit of contact there between Dustin Griffiths. I'm not sure who the other car was. Look at Billy Brickley work the inside as Kenneth Payne just rails the cushion all the way around the top side. Brickley now with a slide job into turn 2. Looks like he's going to take over the lead, although it looks like it's only going to be briefly. Brickley over the top side of the track. Big wheelie.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And that's going to move Tyler Shell or Mason Hannigan into the second position. So Billy Brickley with a very tough break. Looked like he was just a little bit out of position and hit the cushion with a little too much force, and over the top he went. Quite an effort from him to try to bring the car back on the track. We saw the wheelie just outside of turn 4. And from what we can tell, looks like Kenneth Payne may be receiving a penalty for the contact that sent Brickley off the top side of the track. And that will leave Tyler Shell leading this race. Mason Hannigan second, Dustin Griffiths third. Drivers now being told side by side, nose to tail, going green out of turn number 4. And this is the position a lot of these drivers were hoping not to see early on. Tyler Shell sitting up front can be very, very tough to pass.
Green flag, green flag.
Shell with a great jump out of turn number 4. Mason Hannigan was all the way up on the cushion trying to get some drive off the corner. And look at him just rail through turn 1 and 2, right on the edge. Shell now going to look to the top through 3 and 4. Hannigan on the bottom. Good run from Hannigan to reel in Tyler Shell just a little bit. Now Hannigan really working the top side. We'll see if he ducks back down to the inside. Yes, he does. Shell tries to move in just a little bit to cover it off, but he's going to lose a little bit of ground on Hannigan. Now Hannigan to the bottom through 1 and 2. Looks like the race is on here as Mason Hannigan takes the lead from Tyler Shell down the backstretch. Shell has to work the top side through 3 and 4. We've got a car against the inside wall. I'm not sure if Shell actually regained that right before the yellow came out, or if Mason Hannigan is going to retain the lead. At least from what we can tell right here, it looks like Tyler Shell is going to retain the lead. He got it back just right before that caution flag came out. So Mason Hannigan finds himself sitting right in an elbows-up sandwich. And Carter Chevalier finds himself in another one, sitting in between Griffiths and Rowley. So some very good representation here from Elbows Up Sim Sport, and they're putting on a great show this evening. And looks like caution lights are out on the speedway. We will be green out of turn number 4. We'll see if Mason Hannigan can get around Tyler Shell a second time. Hannigan with a better start this time. Looks like he's going to challenge Tyler Shell almost immediately down the straightaway. Hannigan top side, Shell bottom side. Hannigan with a great run around the top side. We've got a race. Hannigan stays top side.
Man, we can't get off the caution flags right now. Oh my goodness. We had the top 2 drivers, Brickley and Kenneth Payne, unfortunately getting together there, and it was ruled on Payne's behalf, so we had to give him an EOL, and Brickley had to go to the back, and man, I tell you what, it's been a crazy race already.
Yeah, without a doubt. I can't believe the battle we're seeing right now between Tyler Shell and Mason Hannigan. That is absolutely incredible watching those two duke it out.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one for sure. I mean, they're battling back and forth. So I don't know. I think Carter's just waiting for one of them to mess up, and Griffiths is praying for something. I think. Old catch fence. There's not too much catch fence for him. He can't live up to his name at this track.
Oh, you know, he just looked at you after hearing that and said, "Is that a challenge?"
I guess we'll have to wait and see. He's got only a third of the track to do it, but you never know. Dustin's pretty talented. They're talking on the race chat right now to try and straighten up the restarts here. They're all blaming Tyler and Dustin Griffiths. Billy Rowley's calling Dustin Griffiths out, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. They're all teammates. That's the funny part.
That is pretty funny. Looks like should be going green this time by.
Yep, we are 1 to go. So we are going to light the fires here and see what they can do.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Tyler Shell with a good start.
You know what, though? Carter Chevalier looked pretty good on that restart, too, though. Look at him. He's got a run coming off a 2 right there, going down the back straightaway. Going to try and chase down Mason Hannigan. 1 off the track. That was Wyatt Brown, I think. That's one of the issues that we're having here is if a car goes off the back side, Darren, we're not, they're still coming back up onto the track, so we're trying to hold them from re-entering the track during green flag conditions. We don't want to pull them back out into the middle of the pack if they're up front or something like that. So we are battling right now. Carter Chevalier and Mason Hannigan going down the front straightaway. It is warming up for that second position. Tyler Shell trying to check out. Griffiths running the Dave Ward line. Couldn't come up with it there. Wow. So you can see right now there's 2 lines definitely coming in, Darren, for sure.
Yeah, we've been seeing guys venturing high, guys venturing low, right through the middle.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And apparently into each other. As I just heard the sound of, the characteristic sound of cars crashing.
Absolutely. Yeah, not quite sure who got into that one there, but we're going to have another caution on the speedway. Billy Rowley running in the top 5 tonight, and he's had some good luck and some bad luck here with United Dirt Sim Series, but we're glad that they show up every week, and they've been coming out to support us, and we appreciate it.
It looks like Clint Stone already trying to venture his way up through the field. He's up to 9th or 10th now, I do believe.
Yeah, I was talking to him, down in the chat there, and he's got a good car. It's just he's got to be in a hurry. They were worried. We forgot to switch the fuel over. With this being a fixed setup, everybody's running the same setup. They have no control over anything other than just to drive the car. We were worried about fuel, but now we think we are to the good. So with these cautions that have come out, that's actually not too bad because we know we can go the distance now. So that's good. We have to make sure we change those after tonight to make sure that we're not too worried about going all the way.
Well, with one of the tracks we have left, I think it's going to be a challenge to get enough fuel into these cars to actually go the distance, even being a 360.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we'll have to watch, and some of these guys are really good at conserving fuel,
Green.
especially some of these top guys that are running up towards the front of the pack in this class. So.
And Mason Hannigan now trying to challenge around the outside of Tyler Schell on the restart.
Tyler trying to get checked out. They are running right. Oh man, they are on that berm up against the wall. Carter Chevalier sends it high and handsome all the way up there through 1 and 2. Billy Rowley does the same. He is trying to work on Dustin Griffiths right now. Not going to get it done yet. Battle is heating up for the lead. They are trying to chase down Tyler Schell as quickly as possible. We're going to have a lead change. Hannigan had it for a quick split second. He's going to work the high side, top shelf. Here we go. Now it's warming up. Mason Hannigan with the crossover on the inside. Wow, look at that. Look at how close those guys are with that.
Unbelievable car control.
That is insane. The fact that they knew that they were going to be able to hold on to it, and both of each other, they trusted each other enough to stay in it like that. That's insane. That's awesome. Rowley working on the inside now on that Dustin Griffiths machine. It looks like he's going to pull into the 4th spot. Going to start working on Carter Chevalier. Griffiths back to 5th. He hasn't given up yet, though. I think we're going to see 3 or 4 coming up here pretty quick for these top spots. Hannigan with the lead for a second. Just can't hold it down at the start-finish line. Tyler Schell working back around as they go through 1 and 2. Hannigan's down low. Right behind him, you've got him too wide. Looks like a double file restart at speed. This is
Griffith's
crazy.
going to work his way into 3rd around Carter Chevalier.
That's nuts. He just dropped back into 5th, and he found the line. Rowley now dropping back into 5th, and Chevalier starting to move his way backwards, unfortunately.
And look at Schell work the bottom. He had the front end completely in the air off of turn number 4.
Yeah, this is definitely heating up. Look at Griffiths getting runs. He is just whittling it down right now. Now working on Hannigan. Can Griffiths do it? He's trying. He's trying to chase him down right now. Going to try a little bit higher line, get that run off of 2. Schell now trying to block it down low a little bit. I think he knows that that's a fast line. Hannigan with the run off of 4 there, going to close up on him, but not going to have enough to get around. Doesn't look like. Tyler Schell still out front. Battle is for the 2nd position at the moment between Griffiths and Hannigan. Griffiths looking down low. Not going to do it. Hannigan going to hold on to 2nd. Rowley still sitting back there in 4th. He's praying for a caution flag, Darren.
Yeah, without a doubt, Rowley is looking for a caution. You got Aiden Beerline back there looking for a caution. Carter Chevalier looking for a caution. Whoa, Schell got a little crossed up there out of turn 2. He got it gathered up in a hurry, but...
Yeah, he can't afford to make too many of those mistakes, that's for sure, because look at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and there's that caution flag. Holy cow.
We got us a green-white checkered now.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a good one here. This is only spec racing. Did these guys forget? Like, this is nuts. This isn't even where they can bring whatever they want to a gunfight. We're gonna see a good finish here. I think Tyler Shell's gonna try and hold him off. Hannigan's looking pretty hot. So is Griffiths, though. Rowley's right behind him. I mean, Chevalier. Look at Beerline, Street. You've got 7 guys that have a chance to win this race if they play their cards right and see how they look. Looks like Ty Williams might have gotten involved, gotten some damage off the last caution. He was asking to find out how his car looked. So.
Looks like they'll have one more time by, at least according to the pace truck.
Shell just came over race chat. He says, "How was I able to run a slider line through 3 and 4?" So even he was surprised that he pulled it off, which is kind of funny, but that's awesome. Wilkie looks like he's going to rejoin the field here for these last few laps. He was waiting his turn, waiting to come back onto the track here. So we're going to go green, white, checkered. And this one is going to be crazy. Crazy good. Let's see what we got. You know, Shell is a master at these restarts. Hannigan right there with him. Griffiths. Watch Rowley for a charge. I bet he's not done yet. Oh, Rowley and Griffiths almost get together going through 1 and 2. Shell trying to check out as fast as he can because he knows he has to be in a hurry. Here comes the little hurricane, getting a run off of 3 and 4 there. Throws it down deep into 1 and 2. Shell going top shelf, looking for it. Look at that. Top 2 drivers working completely opposite lines. Shell working more of a high line there through 1 and 2. That was crazy. Shell with the win. Hannigan second. Griffiths third. Beerline fourth. So Rowley dropped all the way back to, what, 7th?
Something like that.
That is crazy. Oh, look at we got him lining up here for victory lane. Tyler Shell actually going to use the victory lane for Lernerville. That's awesome. That was a great race. The whole way through, I think.
Yeah, anytime you get that many drivers, that kind of talent level out there, you're going to have a great race. Especially when you just equalized every car on the field.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the Spec Series is truly a driver's race. You know, when everybody has the exact same thing all the way down to tire pressures, it can make for some great racing. And a lot of these top-tier drivers and pro drivers look forward to, running the Spec Series where, it comes down to not who has the best setup,
Yep. Looks like our guys are ready for interviews. You ready, Dave?
1 second. Yes, sir, I am. Wow, that was a crazy one. Number 82, Dustin Griffiths. What'd you think of that one?
It was a tricky one. That setup was a little weird.
It was, we were just talking about that, how, sometimes with these Spec Series races, it can be really crazy because you don't have control over anything, any part of the setup, including even all the way down to the tire pressures, and it really comes down to the driver.
Yeah, it really shows who's a good driver and who's, it's. They have to have a good setup underneath them, or they're just, a midfielder, or when it's somebody who actually knows different lines and you can pick up on it quicker, and you see the personality of the driver shot in fixed races more than you do in open, I feel like.
Absolutely, man. Well, you've been on a tear with us, and I mean, what did you think for tonight? You kind of were working your way up through. Looked like you were battling with Rowley for quite a bit of the race there.
Billy and I are always battling. It seems like lately. It's I just can't get away from him, and he can't get away from me. We were battling. We both caught Mason there with like a handful of laps to go. It was like 10 to go when we really started racing with him, or I started racing with Mason. Tyler was hitting the bottom real well in 1 and 2, and Mason was running just a tad bit higher than him, waiting for Tyler to mess up so he can take advantage of it. And I was stuck to either the cushion or try to find moisture somewhere. And I can't run the top of 1 and 2 that well. I can enter it there, but exiting 2, I just can't do. I don't have the throttle control for it. And that's where Billy was really eating me up. He was eating me up out of 2, and it would give him these monstrous runs going into 3. And I was like, I wasn't worried about him because I knew he wasn't going to run me over, but I was like watching him, waiting for a slider from on Mason and me that he was going to throw or would throw. So I was just, yeah, I was kind of like all over the place, not really trying to look at my mirror, but looking at the relatives, trying to see where he was at and focus on Mason, trying to get around Mason.
Hell yeah. I definitely noticed that it seemed like you were looking all over the place. You did not run just the same line. You were, like you said, you were searching for any of that moisture that you could. And, man, it got you to the podium tonight.
Yeah, it was good when you finish on podium. I've been getting a lot of podium finishes lately, and seems like in this league alone, I'm always getting second or third. I'm still waiting for number 1. I'm gonna get it. I'm getting tired of getting beat by pro drivers.
I hear you. Well, it's not like you're a slouch yourself. So we're always glad to have you guys. And, I mean, you've definitely come out and supported us a lot, Dustin. We definitely appreciate it. Who would you like to thank for helping you get on the podium tonight?
I like to thank Elbows Up, Crescent Donut, Jessup Logistics, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beats, the Dirt Racing Network, just everyone who helps Elbows Up as a whole, and it really makes the team better, and it really gives us something to drive for. Is when people are willing to give us or show us support and believes in what we're doing as a team.
Absolutely, man. Well, Elbows Up, definitely a team to model. You guys make great role models for all of us in the community. So we're glad to have you, like I said. And that is Dustin Griffiths taking home 3rd place tonight. We will see you tomorrow night, I assume, sir.
I hope so. I gotta do some sponsor stuff tomorrow night, so we're gonna try to make it.
Right on. Well, thank you once again, Dustin. Have a good night, man.
Thank you. You too.
And with 2nd place, Mason Hannigan, the number 1X. How are you tonight, sir?
Good. How you been?
Man, I can't complain. I won the 304, or I took 2nd in the 305 race earlier, and then I got in this one, and I was like, oh my God, look at the talent in here. So knew that I was out for the night and figured I would help jump on the mic. But man, you had one hell of a night.
Yeah, that was kind of a voice crack. Not going to talk about that. Yeah, I felt really good there. I got up to I should have had the lead, but kind of got stuck on the bottom there for a little while, and Tyler got around me, so I was like, yeah, well, here we go. So I think we were about 14 in or whatever, and kind of just searching under caution or whatever and looking, and I found the middle of 1 and 2, and I'm like, that suits my line a little bit. So started rolling around there, and I mean, I felt really good and was able to get, around him, and then he'd get back by me, and then we were throwing sliders for a little while, and then he, I didn't need them cautions really. I really didn't need them at all, but we had a hell of a race there with Dustin, Billy, Carter, Tyler, and it was really fun.
we were talking. Darren and I were talking one time when you guys were going through 1 and 2. You and Tyler, it looked like your cars were welded together, front bumper to back bumper, and we were like absolutely shocked that both of you guys, and you did it at speed, like nobody even checked up. You guys just trusted each other to not make a mistake, and neither one of you did. It was pretty impressive. It was pretty crazy to watch.
Yeah, no, Tyler's, I mean, he's top tier guy, and he knows how to race, and I think I know how to race. And I just knew as long as I held my line and he held his line, we'd have a hell of a race there, and we did. And it was really fun racing with him because normally I can't keep up with him, and finally I found a night to keep up with him, but just not quick enough.
Absolutely. Well, there's always next time, but you had it a couple of times, man. We thought you might be able to pull it out, and it was definitely a close one. You were right there with him for sure.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, it was a really good race, and I'm hoping I can have more of those where I can keep up with him. But you're never too sure about that one. So yeah, I think I'll be back next week and see what we have for him.
Oh, we look forward to it, man, for sure. Who helped get you out here tonight?
Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims, FK Roddins, Sharp Advantage, all them guys that help out.
Absolutely. Well, we're also doing the open setup races tomorrow night, so hopefully maybe you'll be able to make some of those. We definitely appreciate you coming out and supporting us.
Yep.
And it's always awesome to watch you guys race, man. You put on a hell of a show.
Yep, I think I'll be there tomorrow, so I'll see you guys then.
All right, take care. That's Mason Hannigan, everybody. With the win, Mr. Tyler Schell.
Hi, buddy.
You've been away for a little while.
Been busy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you decided to grace us with your presence. That was a crazy race tonight.
Yeah, it was. Made a little horror myself in the heat. I fell off kind of. I saved it, but there was a car behind me and didn't realize I was kind of falling off. So he got me. So I start like I think 8th or something. I don't know. So no 6th. Sorry. I started 6th, and somehow I got to the lead on that first caution. I don't know how. I think Billy and Kenneth got together, and one of them got an EOL and one of them went off. So I was running 3rd. So kind of got gifted the lead and really never looked back. Mason showed me the middle there a couple times, but then I kind of found a different line, raced him with them, like entering about middle and then cutting down. Then 3 and 4, I ran a line I never ran before and just kept throwing a slider to myself. And they never came back, so I figured I was doing good. And then that caution kind of mixed in everything because I didn't know if my line was going to be good enough. So I just rolled the middle the whole time and paid off.
So tell us what it's like. I mean, obviously we know you're very skilled. You have a lot of talent in iRacing and making that car work and do what you want it to do. What do you start thinking about, like from your standpoint? You're out leading the race. You have Mason Hannigan, and you have a bunch of other top tier drivers as well that are trying to take over that lead. What goes through your mind? Do you start thinking about driving more defensively to take their line away so that they can't get that run on you, or what goes through your process?
Kind of forget they're there, because when you start playing defense, stuff doesn't go so well. So it's usually about offense. I mean, except that last corner, you usually want to hear. You can, if you clear someone on a slide job, you're going to get them at the line. So you usually try to throw that to protect. But in 1 and 2, you just forget they're there and just run a line and pick it and stick with it. If you second guess yourself and try to do a different line at the last second, you're going to mess up and have no momentum going in the last corner, and they're probably going to throw a slider and get you. So just play offense instead of defense. Defense usually never works for me.
Well, hey man, you had the magic formula tonight because everything else was the same as every other car on the track, and you put on a hell of a show, brother. So we're definitely glad to see you come back, and be able to come out with us tonight, and we love having you here. So, who would you like to thank? Who helped get you out here tonight?
You guys are putting this on, something to race every weekend. I'll hopefully be back next weekend if I'm free. I'll be back. But you guys are putting a broadcast on. It's always cool to go back and watch. And then I was up Sim Sport and our sponsors: Anderson Speedway Motorsports, VHS Logistics, Paints by the Tuna Can, Hergot Real Estate, BS Air Oval Photographs, Catch Fence Apparel, Roof Co, and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation.
Hell yeah, man. Well, maybe we'll be able to see you tomorrow night if you're free. We're doing the open setup races for the 305s and the 360s, and we'd love to have you. Hopefully you can make it.
Yep, hopefully I can.
All right, brother. Mr. Tyler Shell, thank you very much. Take care. All right, guys, that's going to about do it for us. I don't know if you're looking, Darren, but we already have race review hopping right now. So there might be a couple people that want to have some incidents looked at and have a few choice words for everybody. But we want to thank everybody for coming in and tuning in and checking us out. And we definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys just as much as we do the drivers for coming out and putting on the show. So it definitely makes it worth it, and we absolutely enjoy it. My name's Dave Ward. I'll be signing off. What do you got, Darren?
Yeah, from all of us here at Pushing the Cushion Productions, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow night.